Hi, I'm Mars from StrataGames, and today we're playing some more Jund Wildfire. This is one of my favorite decks to play, and I'm trying out something that people have been trying a little bit recently, which is a one of Sagu Wildling in the deck. The reason that I saw people were doing this was so that you can never mill out if you just keep casting it over and over and over again against any of the grindy, super grindy matches like Gardens or Turbo Fog or anything like that that doesn't directly mill you. I guess Turbo Fog would. It doesn't directly mill you, but it just tries to go really late and eventually you might mill out. You can just keep casting a Roost Seek, it shuffles back into your deck, and then you draw it again and you don't mill out. I think that's interesting tech, not necessarily something that I think the deck needs, because I don't usually run into that problem, but to be honest, even with 21 lands in the deck, which is what I like, I've felt like a lot of hands are still ones that you have to mulligan, and so I kind of want to try Sagu Wildling as the 22nd land. Most people who have been playing this have been using it as the 21st land, cutting the Bajuka Bog, but I think hitting your land drops is underrated, and so I'm going to be playing it as well as 21 lands. Other than that, it's pretty much your standard Jund package with Gixian Infiltrators, bunch of card draw, bunch of ramp, spell bombs. We do play some Cart Clan Shamans and Toxin Analysis, Blood Fountains, and the like. Sideboard, Duress, Pyroblast, Weather the Storm, Breath Weapon, a couple Extract Confessions, and Nile Spellbomb. So, let's take it for a league and see how we do. This opening hand looks pretty reasonable, so we're going to keep. We're against something Tron, it appears. Ancient Stirrings could just be Monster Tron, I suppose. Ancient Stirrings is definitely a card that you don't see a lot anymore. Pick up a map, play a second forest, play the map, and a second map. Okay. It's going to be a little slow to get Tron, but pretty reliably going to get it after a couple turns. I think they're probably just going to be cracking these for a little bit, so I think we just get like an Infiltrator down and start hitting for some damage. Because next turn I can play like Landscape, which I'll sack, and I guess Wellspring, so we'll hit for 3, but still. I'll sack the map, pull out a mine, play a Barrels of Blasting Jelly. 5 damage to a creature for 5 mana. Hopefully we can get this big enough for that can kill it. We'll just play a Wellspring here. Swing, sack this for green, and chip in for some damage. They have a power plant, so Tron next turn. Cleansing Wildfire. I can actually cut them off Tron for another turn. I kind of want to ramp myself. I also want to make sure I hit my land drop, so I could Fanatical Offering the Wellspring and hope to hit an untapped land to Cleansing Wildfire their land. I think that might be the play. There's the Vault. I could also just double refurb them. Kind of think making sure they don't get to... What's that going to be, like 9 mana next turn is pretty good, though. So let's go for the Wildfire. They crack the map. I guess we hope they don't have a crop rotation in response, too. That'd be unfortunate. But it looks like they don't. Just pull out a forest. And we are going to have to discard just a Wellspring here, I think. Blue for a Brainstorm. Interesting. Yeah, I think I want all my creatures, because hitting them with 2 refurbs could be good. Chrysalis buffs are Infiltrators, and if they are Monstertron, just having big creatures is good. Blood Fountain can buy them back. Insight's good. Card draw and triggers. Wellspring obviously goes well with the Insight, but we want to make sure we have a land drop, so I think we'll just get rid of the Wellspring here. Although I guess Wellspring's a nice follow-up after the Chrysalis. So I could also discard the Insight. Yeah, maybe we discard Insight. I'm not sure. They pulled out a mine and played that. Alright, they do just kill this. That's not really that big of a deal, honestly, if that's how they want to spend their turn. Get a tap land. Probably just play Chrysalis here and tap land. And then we'll save these for the Infiltrator next turn. They have too many cards for me to want to like just double refurb them there. But if they cast like a spell or 2, that'd be a good time. They go for Crystal Grotto, put to the bottom, and they don't hit Tron. That's pretty nice. There's barrels. It's 5 damage, so they can take out the Chrysalis if they want. And it looks like they will. Yeah, still honestly not the worst. Cleansing Wildfire. I think we just... Now we're hitting our land drops. I think we just make sure they don't hit Tron. But first, we'll make them discard 2 cards. Discard Pinnacle Killship and Fangered Marauder. Play Gixian. Sack this. Cleansing Wildfire. They're mine. They're out of forests. That's great. I actually thought they'd have more. But we're going to just map onto the Gixian to try to grow it. We had a refurb. We'll leave that on top. I guess I should have done that after I had shuffled with the landscape, but that's okay. The fact that they missed on a forest means even if they just play a random normal land, they're not going to be able to play like a 7-drop like Pinnacle Killship, which is pretty good. They have a Chrysalis of their own. Okay, totally fine. Let's play a Wellspring, Spell Bomb. I'll offering the Wellspring away. Mountain, Cast Down on Chris. And do they have any Graveyard Matters? Not currently. They might get some, but let's just crack this on the refurb. We hit a land. Hit for 4 in the air. They have to sack a guy. I guess our Infiltrator is 8-7. Definitely still dies to a Pinnacle Killship, but I think we're in a pretty good spot here. Oh, they just take it, go to 1. Well, that's obviously not the best. Maybe they have a Fanger Marauder to gain some life, but there's another Ancient Stirrings. Reveals Inurza's Mine, 3rd one of the game. Prophetic Prism. Alright, we win that game. And we just cut Troublemaker Roof from our sideboard, but probably not something we really need. I think Wildfires are pretty good already. Extract, Duress is probably good enough. They do play blue for Brainstorms, which is kind of weird, but not about to bring these in. I think Kark Toxin, like, it doesn't hit the kill ship, but otherwise it probably hits everything they're playing. Don't need munitions or spell bombs, it looks like. Or Lembas. Don't think we really need that Wildling either. Maybe Wildling's better than Bojuka Bog, since I don't think the graveyard's relevant here. Well, all green lands, green and red, so no black mana, meaning all we have is Krarks. I think we got a mulligan. It's not... You know, it's a pretty decent hand if we get some Cleansing Wildfires, but I think that's okay. Krark doesn't look great here. Wildfires are great, though. If they have another start that's kind of rough on getting to Tron lands, we can just start ramping ourselves. And if they do just start with Tron lands, then we can blow them up. Start with the barrels, play a bridge. Ancient Stirrings off the barrels of Blasting Jelly. That's nice. Find a Nurse's Mine. Play a Candy Trail. Although I'm going to mess up that Scry with the Wildfire, which is nice. I guess I don't have to if they don't want to search, but that's also fine by us. Definitely got to slow them down, though. We'll pass. Go for an Ancient Stirrings. Urza's Tower. Play that. There's a map. There's a Spell Bomb. We're going to take out the tower. Play a bridge. Tron a lot of cast downs, which should be pretty good in this match. If they get to Tron, which they still very well might. Expedition map finds another mine. There's another map. And refurb. Make them discard one of their 2 cards, which is a breath weapon. Crack their map. Finally gonna have Tron. They play a boarding party. Okay. Into a barrels. I could cast down the boarding party, but I kind of just want to use this Fanatical Offering anyway, so I think we'll just chump and do that. They have a mana floating and a new barrels, so they can just cycle that into black, crack their Spell Bomb, but it doesn't get any value from the Spell Bomb really, so I'm fine with that, especially because it's before we block here. We'll draw 2. Chris is pretty good against Boarding Party, so we'll just play that and pass. They have a Maelstrom Colossus into a Fangren Marauder. So we got to kill the Marauder first, probably. I mean, they can gain a bunch of life off the Candy Trail, but at least we can stop them from gaining it from, like, the Colossus and stuff when we kill that. Block here. And, like, we're a grindy deck. We can certainly deal with them gaining a little bit of life, but if they gain, like, 30 or 50 life, it's going to be a problem. So let's just cast this down while we can. Sack the Candy Trail to gain 8 total. Another Cleansing Wildfire. I mean, that's honestly really good. Wildfire their tower. They do have at least a 3rd forest. Well, not at least. I think it's exactly. Krark is good, but I think we're very obviously not using that yet. I could, like, trade here, chump, sack, and maybe we find, like, a Toxin Analysis. Are one of. Well, I think we can probably pass either way. Like, I could cast this down, get in for 3 damage. That doesn't make that big of a difference, though. At least leaves us more options. There's a map. Find their Tron again. Wish they'd stop doing that. Another Colossus into another Barrels. Oh, yeah, the Barrels can kill the Chrysalis, too. So I think we do want to trade off the boarding party here, just while we can. And then offering the Spawn. Okay, Gixian can get pretty big. Let's cast one of these down. I guess I could have saved it for if I get to 7 artifacts, but that seems tough. Alright, here's Chris. If I just go for the Infiltrator now, though, they can just barrels it down. So I think I'm gonna wait, actually, until I have a turn where I can grow it all at once. If they don't kill this Chrysalis with the barrels, then I can play another Chrysalis to grow it. That's pretty good. They have another Fangren. Alright, they are gonna shoot Chris here. I'll just let it go. I'm gonna take 7, so I can have ways to grow the Infiltrator even bigger. Infiltrator. Grow the Infiltrator off the spawn here. Oh, and with the map. But I forgot that they gain 5 off of this. Well, fair enough. Pretty good for them. Sagu Wildling on top. That finds a land or gains us 3. I don't really need that. I think we'll get rid of it. Sack this landscape. And I guess we'll just pass here. These are big enough we can grow them with the spawn. If they want to double barrels one of these, then that's fine. And we can chump. Gixian actually can also just eat one of these guys. There's a Chris. Throw in the barrel at the Infiltrator, which will grow to keep alive. If they want to throw the other one, then they can do that. That's fine. But they'd also be losing their ability to make green or red, or not green, red or blue mana, which looks like they might not want to do. I don't know if they realized the Infiltrator could grow off the spawn, although I already grew it on my turn, but they might have just blanked on that. Attack with the 7/7. We'll block. Sacrifice. Grow the team. And another Gixian, but that just dies to this guy pretty easily. I could Krark for... We only have 4 artifacts, so I can't Krark for enough anyway to kill these 2. And even if I did, it would make this susceptible, and it would gain them a bunch of life. Although if they want to spend a barrels on this smaller Gixian, I think I'm okay with that, actually. Let's just do this and then pass. Candy Trail. I really don't think I want to use the cast down on the Marauder, because I kind of want to use the Krark on the Marauder. They are gaining a lot of life, but I you know, if I keep all my guys around and can deal them like 30 damage, 20, 30 damage a turn, it won't be a big deal if I can wipe their board. There's another Colossus into a Prophetic Prism. Sack this landscape, grow the Infiltrators. They tapped low enough that they can't use the barrels right now. Let's get a Swamp and go to our turn. To rest, not really what we wanted. We really need a draw to. We've only seen like a couple. We'll go for a Duress, see what they got. Could have like a Pulsar Marauder or something. Cast down. Yeah, that's annoying. And another Marauder. Okay. So next turn we like chump. I guess if we map onto this Chrysalis, it's big enough potentially to block these guys. But we're one more artifact away from even wiping the 5-drops. I think that's fine. That's kind of where we need to go to stall a little longer. Also, they gain some life, but I already knew that. Ick or Wellspring. We'll leave that on top. All right, now they can't really attack with anything until they get another cast down for this Chrysalis. Ancient Stirrings. Well, I guess finding like they find a Candy Trail. But finding like a Pinnacle kill ship would also do it. There's the second Marauder. I'm gonna blow up the Infiltrator, which I can't keep alive. They're just gonna go for it and attack with everything. Now they'll play the Candy Trail. Well, they do attack with these two Colossi, but I can just block them both. Grow this one so we can eat one of their guys, which is going to gain them another 10 life. But I could cast down in response so they gain less life, but I think I need to keep the cast down for the Colossus. And I have a Wellspring on top, so if I find one more artifact I can wipe for 5. So I think I do cast down this now, because I might need the mana. I know I'm gaining him a million life, but I just need to stabilize, and I think this is my best way to do that. Here's a Wellspring. That's not it. Okay, well, we'll pass. Just needed one more artifact. Like a Blood Fountain, another Wellspring, crack the Candy Trail, they gain 13. Prism for Rush of Knowledge, draw 6. Can't do anything about it. I mean, I could sack the Wellsprings to the Krark and just hope to find like a Toxin Analysis, but I don't think that's a guarantee since we only have one of it in the deck. We have no other real way to make an instant speed artifact, so except for like a Fanatical Offering sacrificing the Chrysalis. They have a cast down for Chrysalis. So I block, I take 9. I could sack to draw, but I think we hope that we draw an artifact here and then can actually do it and wipe the board. Maybe we can survive. Find another Colossus. Extract a Confession, not quite what we needed, but I have no choice now. I have to go for this. Yes, they gain a bunch more life. Second Extract Confession. I mean, if we can find the Toxin right here, these will actually keep us alive for a little while. Duress is not going to do it, though. I can extract 2 of these, and then they still have a 4-power creature and we'll die. Really unfortunate. Alright, this hand's decent. Really annoyed we lost that one after what was that, a triple Cleansing Wildfire on them throughout that game. Bit of a bummer, for sure. We can blow up this land and ruin their Scry again, which we probably will. We don't even have a bridge to... Yeah, Scry 2 to the top, we'll definitely do that. It does fix their colors a little bit, which could be awkward depending on what their draw is, but I think it's still worthwhile. Ancient Stirrings for a map. Play the map. That's really awkward because I need landscape to be green for the Chrysalis, but then I don't necessarily have an untapped land. If I play a Draw Storage Bridge, I have only 2 forests to draw. Let's Blood Token away a bridge and see if we get anything here. Sagu Wildling. That does not really make much of a difference. If I play this, I just need to draw any untapped land to play it, so I mean, obviously we have more draws. That'll be any untapped land. They have a bunch of maps. Ideally, they're just flooded and don't have much to do with that mana, but we'll see. Forest, extract. I could sandbag the Wildling, but I think I might as well play it here because I want to hit a land drop next turn, and I'm playing the Chrysalis next turn, so yeah. Didn't they have mana up to crack that on their end step? Maybe not. Whatever, they crack in their main phase, and then they cast a Barrels, then pass. Okay, another landscape. Well, we'll play Chris. I mean, if they get like a Maelstrom Colossus into something else, it's going to be tough, but if they just play like a Fangren Marauder or whatever, maybe I can just cast it down. Won't do too much damage. Looks like they might have like a cast down here, though. Yep, kill the Chris. There's a Colossus. Revealing a cast down, sure. Well, I can just get these guys back. There's a Toxin, too. They don't have a Spell Bomb, so we'll do this. Refurb costs 2, and then I'd have to sack I kind of want to keep all the spawn around. I think I just extract a Confession here, actually. I want to keep the spawn around for the Chrysalis to grow as big as possible, because every point can matter quite a bit. If refurb cost 1, I probably would have refurbed there and then held up Toxin to block, but I think this is just fine. They can gain some life here, but we can cast this down, so not a big deal. Fanatical's pretty decent. We haven't hit a land drop, so I think we'd probably go for an offering right now. Duress, or another Chrysalis. Or a refurb, or a cast down. I think we cast down. We're losing some counters on this Chris. I know they can gain some life here, but it prevents them from gaining life off of the other one of these they crack, or if they crack this. And we have some pressure that maybe we can actually get there with damage in a couple turns if they don't gain 1,000,000 off this Marauder. Also, this Chris survives barrels, and this Chris is now going to survive the barrels, so they have another barrels. Crack their map, Furnace's Tower, pass, get a forest. So let's duress them, take a map, why not? They have another Marauder in hand. Then we play Chris. If we refurb, they discard a tower. And currently they have 5-10 mana, so they can double barrels. I think I'd rather save the refurb for next turn, because they might draw something more relevant to play. Well, no, we'll just go for it, because also, it can trade with the Colossus, with the Toxin. We'll swing at the Chris, because if they block, I can eat their guy. But if not, I think we'll just leave it. Ancient Stirrings turns up a Chrysalis, which they can play. But they'll just play the Fangor Marauder, leave Chris in hand. Wellspring, play that. Insights are pretty good draw. Gonna keep holding up this green mana in case we get like another Chrysalis. They do gain some life off this Marauder, but what are you gonna do? I gotta draw some cards. Extract a Confession. Duress. Duress doesn't hit anything. Extract. Makes them sack the Colossus, then I can attack with these other two. Okay, so they have to sack their biggest thing, which gains them more life. Perfect. We'll swing. Currently it's for 11. I can make it 15. Let's just do 11. We have an Eviscerator's Insight. Some other reasons to keep the spawn around. They play Chris. And another Barrels. They have mana to use one of them, but all it can kill is a refurb, if they wanted to do that. We'll go to our turn. Twisted Landscape. We'll sack one of these spawn to the Insight. More Duress. If I attack with the refurb and then Toxin it, they're gonna barrels it. That's not very effective. I'll just swing with this guy. I think we can be like, we might just save this Toxin Analysis for if they pull ahead and then we find a Kark, we can wipe the board if we really need. We're hoping that doesn't happen, but it's a possibility. They're going to block with both of these, so that's currently 7, so they have to sacrifice first, otherwise I just get to eat a Marauder. And then I think I just use Toxin here, actually. There's no way they can, like, prevent it from happening, then I trade for both. There's no way I can keep my guy alive, because I can make it an 8-9. Still only eats one of them. They can make their guy 9 power. I'd like them both to be gone, though. So actually, let's sack this. Oh, actually, that means they can kill this Chrysalis. Well, that wasn't great. I was thinking that this forces them to crack their spawn, and I want that gone so that I can attack faster and better, but that was, yeah, a bit of a lapse. The Toxin's still going to be good value, but I didn't need to let them kill this Chris. Alright, and then we'll Toxin Analysis to wipe their 2 creatures. Well, trade for their 2 creatures. And I think we'll actually end up playing this. I was thinking about holding it, but we have a Wellspring, we have a Clue to draw from, we have a map. If we draw a lot of lands, we're going to regret it, but that's not bad. They got nothing. So we'll swing for 2, and then we're going to shut off their mana with this Wildfire, see if they want to use it first. Probably not, because it's only a couple damage, and they obviously don't know what's coming, but then I'll kill the tower. Now they only have 4 mana. They can't use barrels, which means I can play Infiltrator and feel a-okay about it. I should have probably duressed them first, though, because they could have a cast down. Oh well. I want to get this guy above the threshold before they untap and have more mana. So it's a 4-3. I guess it's not going to survive if this hits a land, but hopefully it won't. Refurb, I'll leave that on top. And crack a Clue. Perfect. So it's a 7-6, so it doesn't die to their barrels now. Probably should have counted that out, made sure I could do that, but it ended up working out. If they have a cast down, they're going to use it anyway, so I'm just going to attack first, and then if probably post-combat, I'll duress them, see what they got going on, and then refurb, see if I can take both their cards. Rush of Knowledge and a Pinnacle Kill Ship. Perfect. Yeah, Rush of Knowledge draws them 1 card here, so it literally doesn't do basically anything. And then refurb, make them discard their other guy. Might as well play our Vault, and we'll pass. They can kill a refurb, but that's about it. They Rush of Knowledge just to cycle it for 1 card. It is a sorcery, so they got to do it now, and yeah. I mean, they're in a pretty tough spot regardless. I'm technically 1 damage short here, but that'll do it, because this is 11 damage. This will make it 12, so I'll hit for 12. Alright, quite a slog, but we got there.
You can now pick up my comprehensive guide to Esper Cryo Affinity, including 38 sideboard matchups, and I just put out a big update for my Black Sack guide, including a slightly different deck list. I began offering coaching sessions if you're interested in taking your Pauper game to the next level, and I'm accepting deck donations, so if you desperately want me to play a deck that that I usually wouldn't play, something like Elves, then you can make me do that for a small fee. I've started posting a League video every single day, not to mention streaming at least a couple times a week on Twitch, but I'm not going to be able to keep that up forever unless I can get a little bit more help from the community. Any of the ways I've just mentioned are great ways to help me out, or you can even subscribe and support me on a monthly basis.
All right, we have if we had 2 lands, I would keep this in a heartbeat. Unfortunately, we don't. So we got to get rid of that. This is another goofy hand with all our spell bombs, and we can't keep it either. And this one would look great with some wildfires, but we'll get rid of these, I guess. Sure. Not a very good hand, but what are you gonna do? Looks like it might be the mirror. I'll just play a spell bomb, I guess. Yeah, lucky them. Keep a 7, get to wildfire right away. Play an infiltrator, play a landscape. Ugh, they kept the same hand that we mulliganed, it looks like. They just drew better than we probably would have. Wellspring, we're gonna sack this, get, I guess, just another swamp. In case we got like a fanatical, want to sack this spell bomb to draw 2. Another landscape. I mean, we're gonna hit our land drops and crack this for red. I could crack the spell bomb. Not currently sure that's what I want to do. I'm just gonna play out the Krark though, because it doesn't do a lot in this match anyway. Theoretically, if they continue to not have like creatures, we could actually get in for some decent damage. Refurb. They already have a million cards. Might as well kill it. They play a bridge and pass. We'll swing for 5. I think we got to make something happen. Sack the spell bomb. It's 1 more damage, but also I feel like I'm going to crack this anyway for a card. Might as well do it now. If we did it on our end step, then we would have played this Chrysalis this turn. Hit for a lot more. Bit unfortunate. I'm going to hold the bridge just in case they have another refurb, even though playing a bridge would be nice here. They play a Blood Fountain and a Spell Bomb and a Krark whenever you sacrifice. Well, Krark can definitely kill this Infiltrator then, whether or not they have Death Touch. They sack 4 things. I can sack 1 more artifact to the Krark, but it's just going to deal an additional damage to the Infiltrator, so I can't actually do anything helpful, so I might as well just let our board get wiped. I will say, if this is the best they have, like, despite their million cards, it's not actually the best thing ever, right? Like, they didn't have a Toxin, they didn't just have a Cast Down, so the fact that they had to use up all those resources is pretty good, but they also still have a ton of cards in hand. They discard a bridge on the end step. I'll play Chris, and I wouldn't mind holding these longer, but I would like to play this bridge now, and if I play the bridge and then they go for a refurb, make me discard the Wellspring, then I'm just, like, losing material on the board, so I don't think that makes a lot of sense. So let's just do this. And now if they make us discard a bridge, I don't care, but like the Wellspring being around is super relevant for a Fanatical Offering I could draw, or a bunch of other things. They cast down the Chrysalis. They have their own Chris. Bajuka Bog's pretty good. We get a Vault of Whispers. Swing for 2. Cycle a Landscape. Like, if that's the best they have, they really don't have a lot going for them. So if I can just get, like, a Fanatical Offering into... Well, I mean, that was pretty good. A couple kill spells and a Bajuka Bog, maybe? I guess a Spell Bomb, because that wouldn't work. I'll play an Infiltrator. At this point, I might as well play the Vault, because if we do get a draw spell, I want to have as much mana as possible. They have a Krark, which can kill the Infiltrator. They're just going to have to sack all their spawn first. We do have the perfect mana to draw Fanatical Offering into Cast Down, and Spell Bomb. So I play the Spell Bomb. Well, I Fanatical Offering the Wellspring, play the Spell Bomb, Cast Down, they can't get them back. And that could keep us alive long enough to draw some better stuff. Guess they're going to keep the Shaman around, sure. Might as well. Sack a land, swing for 12. I mean, honestly, keeping the Krark around means even if I do draw that incredible draw, we still just die to this Krark in a couple turns. I mean, Chris is not good enough, because then they just, with the ability on the stack, they let the 2 creatures resolve, they kill them with the Krark, and then they hit us with this Chrysalis. Even if they don't think about that, we're pretty dead regardless. So we get some Duress and some Extract, Spell Bomb, in exchange for Lembas. We probably don't need these Krarks. 22 land. We do want to be grinding. Do I want all of these this time? Bajuka Bog certainly stays in. Extra creature isn't bad, but like, what are we cutting instead? Munitions maybe, but like in the right situation, munitions can just win us the game. I think I'm going to cut the Wildling for this matchup. The like 22nd land, this might be counterintuitive, but the reason that I want it is so that we have better mulligans, so that we can fight the early aggressive hands decks better, like Red Rally and stuff like that. So I don't actually think I need it as much for the grindy matchup. I just want to make sure I hit my lands early in those fast matches where we, aren't going to survive past turn 5 or whatever, unless we actually have like a good start. This hand is acceptable. I would love to draw an untapped land so I can play a 2-drop and also keep my Bojuka Block for later, but we'll see what happens. We did not. In which case, we'll just play a Spell Bomb and hope they don't have a way to get rid of our bridge. No, but they have the Cleansing Wildfire, which we are not lucky enough to start with in any of our games. Well, I guess I stand corrected. I would love to draw a land off of this as well. Perfect. Okay. You know what? I take it back. That was very good. Very good draw into very good draw. The tap land does still mean that we're like not behind them, but like about even though we started, which is a little unfortunate. We should be ahead of them, but what are you going to do? They play a Wellspring and a tap land. So here I think we're just drawing a bunch of cards. Yeah, we want to hit our land drop still. It doesn't really matter if we get like an Infiltrator down early because it'll probably just die to something like a Krark. Easier than if we didn't do that. And I mean, we hit our land drop, which is nice. Obviously, we would have preferred a black land so that I could actually cast a spell here, not to mention just we have 6 black spells and only 2 black mana. So a bit unfortunate, but they have a Gixian. Landscape, pass. Another Spell Bomb. I'm gonna Duress, see what they got going on. I expect, yep, a card draw spell in response. Insight, and then I could crack their graveyard with a Spell Bomb. Draw a card, which is my best shot at hitting a black land. They have a Chrysalis I can cast down, some cast down Blood Fountain of their own. I have 2 Spell Bombs though. I think we will take the Insight. This is just a lot of card draw to get rid of. And I can take a hit from this guy. I don't need to cast him down this turn. I don't need to refurb here. Wellspring's at least something I can cast with all this Gruul mana. That's also something I can cast with Gruul mana next turn. Play another Spell Bomb. Alright, it wasn't the worst turn. Like if I hadn't used the Spell Bomb, I just had all this wasted mana. And like, yeah, I could play a refurb or I could cast down or something, but I think I liked taking away 4 cards from them with that Insight. They play Slagwoods and a Chrysalis. They might do a Wellspring to attack for more. No, they just leave it. Hit for 4 here. That's fine. Munitions is not bad. So I was going to Chrysalis, probably still am, but if I Chrysalis and Munitions, that's the best way to like use up every ounce of stuff, because if I chump with a couple spawn, then I can throw them or like use their mana to throw Wellsprings. But I also do have that limited amount of black mana, so I feel like I should be using the black mana when I can. If I play Infiltrator, it's just going to die to a cast down. So I could just hold up, cast down, or I could double refurb. Don't think I want to double refurb until I have my munitions down. So yeah, I think we're just going to do this and then hold up. Double cast down for these? Yeah, I guess that's decent. No. So I'm going to chump one, cast down, because I want to conserve. Yeah, let's do 1 refurb here, because I want to conserve some spawn for the munitions, so I don't think I want to like plan to double cast down to use both of them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we have a good amount of fodder. It's not like I have to like nickel and dime every single one, but I don't think it's a bad idea to try to. And then if we end up using more, that's also fine. Also, obviously, I'd like to save as many sacrifice fodder pieces for when the Infiltrator's on the field. I'm hoping that they'll cast down this Chrysalis and then we can grow this Infiltrator pretty big and then clear blockers with the munitions and the cast downs and the like. Alright, they got another Chrysalis. Sack a couple spawn for this Wellspring. Block Chris here. Sack for mana. Cast down the Infiltrator. And they'll pass. We get another Infiltrator. Well, we're going to play the munitions and see if they just want to like cast down Chrysalis in response. No. If I play an Infiltrator now, it probably dies to the cast down, because this one can't grow beyond these. I think we'll just refurb here then. I guess they're not going to cast down this Chrysalis right now because it just doesn't really matter. Discard a Krark. Alright, we're going to play an Infiltrator as bait then. Try not to sack too much to it, or to the munitions rather. Then they cast it down, and then I play a second one which can grow really big, bigger than their Chris's. That's the goal. Maybe they just cast it down right now. They do. Alright, so yeah, I'll just sacrifice it to go with face. I could kill their spawn, but like, what does that really do? Not much. Yeah, let's just throw it at them. They got a Wildfire, that's pretty good. They cast down Chris. Okay. I don't know if I can afford to take 10 here. 12, actually. Definitely can't. So I'm going to be chumping some of it. Sorry, 13? No, they hit a bridge. Alright, so 12 damage. I assume they'll attack with both. So I block. I wanted to have enough to sacrifice to keep this alive. When blocking, I guess I will with lands probably. So block. Might just be better to block with one of these, actually. Take 6. I think that's right. Because this is mana, which can be relevant. Like, I could chump or something. I don't know. They have a Blood Fountain, but we have a Spell Bomb that we are going to keep holding up, probably, or I could use it. That's pretty good. Play Chris. And yeah, do I need to hold up the cast down? These are 6/7s. This can be a 5/6, which could block here, but I can also just chump with these guys. Plus I have the Infiltrator, which can be +6, so that'd be big enough to eat one of them. I think I can attack for 2 here. And then if they have to hold back, then I get to like cast one of them down, go on the offensive. If they have another cast down, like I guess that would be unfortunate, but no. Cycle Twisted Landscape, that's not too bad for us, depending on what they find. They did find a cast down. That is really annoying. We need a Blood Fountain of our own. And they got a munitions. Come on. So that means we're dead next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, pretty much. I mean, we'll block both of these and throw one of them at you with the other one. Swamp. Let's see, they're at 16. We have 6 damage, that's 10. I can make it 7 damage, so they're at 9. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana, so that I'm 2 short. Map could be 1, but that's a mana that I have to use, so not really. But I might as well map onto this. See what we get. Vault, munitions, throw a Wellspring at them. More lands. If I only leave back these 2, then I'm gonna die. So I have to leave back Chrysalis. Well, I guess I have cast down one of these, but I'll take 6 and then they'll kill me with the rest. So I have to leave this back, which means I'll just attack with the Refurb. They might throw the Wellspring at the Refurb here, in which case I get to cast down their Chris. They threw not the Wellspring? Okay, well I get to cast down their Chris and then crack the Spell Bomb. See what we get. Extract. I mean, that's pretty good actually. So, I mean 8. We are still 1 damage away from them killing us. So I want to use up every damage I have. I guess we throw this, but then I'm using this to kill this. It's about the same. No, I could have more mana. Alright, let's let that happen. And then kill this Chrysalis, which I guess because of the order of things, they could Blood Fountain it back and then replay it, which would be really annoying. But that's all we have. Wellspring, sure. Draw a bunch. We pretty much didn't... We took out a lot of our life gain, didn't bring in any other. We don't have Troublemaker Oofs in our sideboard this go-round, which I usually like, but instead we have the Extracts. Although I guess Oof would have been a lot better there killing their munitions. But I'm trying to figure out ways to get out of this munitions, because like if they just get 10 mana and 10 artifacts and creatures, they can kill us. I mean, if they can't kill us here, we can hit them for 5, they go to 10, and we're just a little short. Of course, they got the cast down, always lucky, and a Spell Bomb. Oh, brother. We got kind of a cool play, and then they got to do the exact same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, we're pretty close to dead here. They have an Infiltrator, and they're gonna Troublemaker Oof to get rid of our munitions. But I'll try to kill this in response. Then they gotta throw something to keep it alive. Then I gotta throw something else. We go back and forth like this. Yup, throw something at us. We're gonna throw this back at them. We're definitely gonna die here, I believe. But actually, I think we can kill this Infiltrator, and we get them to use a lot of their resources now, so... Okay, now they have a serious insight it, sure. Get through all that, and then they kill our munitions. I could kill this in response, but if we have any hope, we need to keep our lands alive, because we might need to sacrifice them to something like this. Insight the Bridge, Blood Fountain, that's no good. Fanatical Offering, Cast Down Spellbomb. They just need 1 more land. We're super dead, unfortunate. Alright, we have a decent opener with a Wildfire. Could only be better if we had 3 more Wildfires and 2 fewer lands. That's what I'm really looking for. Alright, looks like we might be against something red. If it's Rally, we're all set up because we have a fast amount of mana and we have a Krark with a bunch of artifacts. But them not playing a 1-drop makes it a lot more likely it's probably Madness, in which case we're decently set up for them. I mean, we're decent against them in general, but we're not really set up for them. Yeah, Faithless Looting, like if we hit a Bajuka Bog here, that'd be nice for the double snacker. Or Spellbomb, please. That's not it. If I just play a Gixian, they could just have a Bolt, so I think I shouldn't have played that land, because what if we do get the Bajuka Bog? Spellbomb, please. Sagu Wild. Alright, Wellspring. Perfect. Wildling's looking like a blocker that gains us 3 life this game. Flashback Faithless isn't the worst, because they can't Madness anything, but obviously Double Snacker's pretty good. Discard Mountain and a Lava Dart. I could double Infiltrator, play a Krark. Well, Krark first. But then if they Lava Darted one of these, I'd have to sack, and I couldn't actually keep him alive. So I need another way to sacrifice, which would be this blood fountain. The blood token, rather. I think maybe we'll just start with this Wildling, though. They got a dedicated bolt to it. It gains some life. I don't know. If they play a Flame Breather, then like Krark can wipe it. It's pretty decent. There's the bolt. Cleansing Wildfire. Well, same thing as before. We can't really go for all of this yet. So I'm going to Wildfire for red. Landscape's another way to sacrifice without using the Krark. So I'll make him discard a card here. It's a Fiery Temper. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, we may very well just be dead already. But, I mean, I could have Krarked to wipe the Flame Breather, but I think without growing the Infiltrators, it's a bit of a waste. And now, obviously, I can't. But, I don't know. What are you going to do? Another Flame Breather. Well, now things seem bad. They Lava Dart this. We take 2. Then we take 5. So we're at 7. We die to just about anything. They pass, somehow. Well, I need to play Chrysalis to block these. I need to play Krark. I think now it's fine if they want to kill one of these, because then they wouldn't be killing us. So we're just doing this. Casting everything. And then going to their upkeep, I guess. Sacking 3 artifacts. Obviously, if they do anything on the end step, we'll just do it now. Crack a Wellspring, crack another, and I think we'll just go for a land, because the blood token could add more damage to the Infiltrators, and then we'll let these resolve. Okay. Didn't have anything to cast. Maybe we're okay. I guess this does make Chrysalis trade for a snacker, but if they attack with both of these, we're either dead or that might be a mistake, because I could actually maybe deal them enough with the Infiltrators. They grab the prize with a Faithless. We go to 5. So if they have a bolt, we die. If they attack, they have a bolt. Yeah. So we're dead. I guess I have gone away a little bit from some of the life gain in the deck. There's only one Lembas. There's no Pulse. There is a Sagu. There's only one Toxin, so it's possible that in some of these innovations I've made the deck a lot worse for this matchup. Don't think we need Blood Fountains or really Refurbs. Let's cut a couple of those. Sure. We have the Bojuka Bog this time. We have 4 colors of mana. 4. Well, I guess if you count colorless as a color, which it's by definition not. They have an Epicure, you get a Lembas, sure. Kind of tough. We don't have any removal, so it feels like keeping the cast down is the safe play to play around like a Gutter Snipe and actually have a way to kill it. But it also feels like usually if they have a Gutter Snipe or something, they're going to just hold it until they can kill us with it right away, even through a cast down, so I'm not sure it really matters. So it doesn't feel great there. I don't know. Just hold up Lembas. I could play an Infiltrator. I guess we need to play this Landscape to play the Chrysalis, so I might as well play Infiltrator, which can grow off various things, and if they kill it, at least it's a bolt not going to us. If they Lava Dart it, I can keep it alive with the Landscape. They'd have to flash it back to finish it off or cast another one. Blood token discards a Fiery Temper. Going at the Infiltrator, sure. We'll take a damage, play another Epicure, sack this for a Mountain. Weather the Storm is pretty good. That's more reason to play the Chrysalis, because it's more expensive and it gives us more mana for next turn, so now minimum I could do like a Wellspring offering Weather the Storm for 9 life. They have a Faithless Looting, discard a Snacker and a Mountain. So now is probably the time to Bojuka Bog. Get rid of the Snacker and the Faithless. Another Wellspring. I think we'll play 1 Wellspring without committing to like doing the weather or anything. Yeah, I don't want them getting that back, so we'll go for this. But I'm just going to hold up the Offering and the Weather the Storm. If they cast a spell or 2 on our end step, we'll certainly go for it. And if not, we'll save it for when they cast at least 2 spells on their own turn. There's a Gutter Snipe. Part of me wants to save this for the weather, but I'm going to assume they can't kill me here. But I want to draw more cards to find removal or find more spells to cast, so I'm just going to go for this Offering. If they have Bolt, double Fire Blast, I still survive through this Lembas, so I think I'm probably fine. Okay, but now I can we only have 1 green, that's unfortunate, because I wanted to double Cleansing Wildfire. Oh, we also only have 2 red and green, so I can't double Cleansing Wildfire and then go for a big weather. So let's just do 1 cleansing, pull out a Forest. Duress is pretty good, because that could force something, or at least show us what we need to play around. Bolt, Fire Blast, grab the prize, and another Gutter Snipe. Well, I want to take the grab the prize, but actually the double Gutter Snipe means Bolt is 7, Fire Blast is 8. That's just too much damage, so I think I gotta take Fire Blast here. Taking away 8 damage from them, I think that's important enough. Obviously, the grab the prize is 6 damage if they discard a spell, but they also need to get a land for that. Yeah, play the bridge. I think we're just gonna pass. Well, actually, let's map. Like, I could weather for 9 life here. Don't think we need to do that. Let's map to see if we can get a little closer. Cast down, we'll leave that actually. If they go for a bolt on the end step, I will weather. But if they don't, then I can save it for their turn. Although they're not going to Gutter Snipe and then bolt. But I can save it for our next turn. Next turn I can go because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They did get the mound, so they can grab the prize, hit for 6 here. But I can cast 5 2-drops on our turn, ending with us gaining 12 and then 15 life. Not to mention the fact that the cast down might spur on a lightning bolt. And we're definitely doing that, so I don't need to fear holding on to the spawn any longer. Just make sure we have our colored mana. Kill one of these guys. They do go for the bolt. Cleansing Wildfire, Gixian Infiltrator. Yeah, I'll do that. And then Weather the Storm. Weather the Storm. And because they cast that bolt, it's actually now 15 and 18 life. So we're at a cool, casual 42 now. Feeling pretty good. I actually probably should attack with the Chrysalis for 5 damage when we're at 42. Bit of a mistake. Alright, they concede there. It's not impossible, depending on how they draw and how we draw, that they could have won there, but it was very hard for sure, and I think it's reasonable to not waste time. Alright, we have a Bojuka Bog for an early snacker. We have double cast, not cast of the fire, Cleansing Wildfire, and then we have a cast down for an early Gutter Snipe, so could be okay. We do have all tap lands, and so that's not great, but I like to see no Epic here, because even just a single Epic here could deal us like 5 damage before we're able to block it or deal with it in any way. They plot a robbery, also gives us more time. Duress is awkward. We're going to hold on to the Bog. If I didn't have the Wildfires, which are about to get me my black mana, I would certainly play a Bog here, so I could play something. And if we top deck like a Mountain, then yeah, it is going to be a little awkward, but... Or just the fact that maybe we want to kill this with the cast down. Maybe that was a mistake. Because if they don't like Faithless Looting right away, the Bojuka Bog is more likely to lose value here. But they discard a Lava Dart. I mean, even that's a little bit of value, but... Not killing the Cleansing Wildfire, not killing the Flame Breather, I mean, is a little unfortunate. Let's just Wildfire, though. Go for black. Spell Bomb. I think since we got the Spell Bomb, I can... Bojuka Bog here, they probably don't want to sack their 3rd land unless they already have more lands in their hand. So we can... That saves us 2 life, which is pretty good. And then we have a Spell Bomb for the future. So this turn I get to Duress, cast down Spell Bomb, probably. Not in that order. I want to cast down first before we Duress, because they might have like a Fiery Temper to take. Looks like they have a Gutter Snipe and they're thinking about casting it. Decide instead to plot a Robbery. Yeah, so we have 2 cast downs, so I can use one of these even if they have a Gutter Snipe. And then we'll Duress. And they do have the Gutter Snipe, a Robbery, and a Grab the Prize. Might as well take the Grab. I can't leave up. I could Wildfire here, but I want to play the Spell Bomb in case they top deck like a Snacker or something. I can't leave up black mana for the Spell Bomb, so we'll just play a tap land. I mean, they can Gutter Snipe into Robbery, into Faithless Looting. That deals us 4. Discard a Faithless Looting. Interesting. Oversacking a land is definitely an interesting choice. Ooh, okay, we get a Weather the Storm. I mean, I'm definitely just casting this down and then going for a Wildfire. If they cast something, I'll probably also Weather the Storm here. Yeah, wait until the Gutter Snipe's dead, though. Cleansing Wildfire. Anytime I can gain 12 off of Weather the Storm, I'm pretty happy about that. Especially when they only have 2 cards in hand. I think the chances that they get us from 23 here are pretty low, assuming we can, draw some decent cards here. Flame Breather and pass. Well, I'll just Spell Bomb their Faithless Looting. That's pretty decent value. And I could crack it to the Insight, but I'd really like to exile the Faithless. Hopefully we draw like just a kill spell or a Chrysalis, something that can use the Insight, and we actually don't, but they concede the match anyway. We were going to sack a land, and we draw Chrysalis and Duress, which we could use in this turn, so that's pretty good, but we end up getting the match there. Alright, this hand looks pretty solid. Turn 2, Cleansing Wildfire. Turn 3, if we're lucky, we get a Chrysalis. For that reason, I think we start with the Slagwoods Bridge. Usually I like to start with the Dross Forge, but we have more chance of drawing a black source, naturally. And theoretically, if we do... Then we can get like another red with this Wildfire. I guess I could still just get a red here or a green. We already have 2 red, so green, and then this lets us play an early Chrysalis. And I have these landscapes that can find black anyway, so like I'm not too worried about it. Looks like we're against Boros Synth, probably. They got a Relic. That could be minorly annoying, but not a big deal. And they 3-man Spectre. Yeah, so I think these early Chris's are going to be pretty good. They could have Journey to Nowhere, because they sometimes play a couple of those. But if not, it's going to be all burn spells. And so Chris after Chris, it's going to make it really hard for them to kill them. And then we can just start slamming in with our giant Eldrazi. Cracking a clue is a great sign for us. Looks like they're even missing a land drop. Very courteous. We get a Gixian Infiltrator. I was going to crack some of these spawn for this Lembas. Now I almost want to leave them for the Infiltrator. But actually, I think we just want to deal them a lot of damage right now. I don't think I want to hit in for 2 when I could be hitting in for as much as 6, maybe 4, but go for a Lembas. Don't need another one of those. All right, I think we'll just leave it there then. Swing for 4. This still gives us plenty of things to sacrifice to grow these infiltrators right away. Although, because we haven't cracked the landscapes, unless we top deck a untapped black source, we're only going to be able to play one of them, but that's okay. Skyfisher probably picks up an Ancient Den here. No, they go for the Inspector. Fair enough. I just wasn't sure. It doesn't feel like value is what they need. They probably need more tempo, but that's okay. Go for an Infiltrator. Might as well play a Krark because I don't think it'll be super relevant. Swing with these two. They're not going to block, and I'm going to crack a Lembas with these Spawn to hit for 4 extra damage. Everything grows, and they just concede. Yeah, I think that worked really well. Obviously, them missing lands helped quite a bit. We get Duress. Breath Weapon hits everything in their deck except for Skyfisher. Probably worth it. I don't think Weather's really where we need to be. They don't really have graveyard stuff or ground creatures that much. So I could put in like 1 Weather or 2, but I think I'd like the Toxin and the Wildlings better. So let's just try that. All right, this hand is not as good as last time. No Wildfire, but we have some Wellsprings, we have all of our colors, and Breath Weapon is just nice if they get a bunch of creatures down early. We can stop their aggression. I don't mind the land, but I would have loved a black source there. Don't really need more red. Moxite. Oh, okay. Fair enough. So it's Boros Moxite, not Synth. Play a Wellspring here. They got a Skyfisher. Pick it back up, and they have a Garrison, so they will hit their land drops this time. Forest. Let's just play a Wellspring. I think we're gonna play Landscape, crack that for black. I mean, with all these lands we've drawn, I wish I didn't need to crack this, but definitely would like to have our black mana. We'll take 2 here. They replay the Moxite, discard a Mountain, Windscarred Crag. They also bounced, what was it, an Ancient Den? No, a Mountain. Oh, that's what they discarded, so they might not have any more lands. Blood Fountain. I mean, I think we're just playing Chris here, seeing what happens. Only 1 black mana, though, so we do need to be aware and use that black mana efficiently. Like, if we don't have anything else to play, we'll just play out a Blood Fountain so that we have access to it in a future turn. They attack with the Skyfisher. They could have a Bolt. I would trade Chrysalis and Spawn for Skyfisher. I think I'd rather keep the Chrysalis around. If we get another one, it's just really good to have a lot going on. Wildfire's not bad. I could blow up their Garrison, but I think I'd rather ramp / get us another black mana. More black mana. Blood Fountain. Don't think we're going to need to use Blood Fountain here, so let's just play a tap land, swing for 2. They're going to make a robot, I assume. Unless they want to keep it around to bounce it, but they don't have anything else going on, so that's what I expect will happen. Chump it with a Spawn, though. Spawn are going to need to get sacrificed at some point anyway, because of the Breath Weapon. So not a big deal to trade this off. We'll take 2. There's another Moxite, discarding another Bitter Reunion. Crossroads gains 2 life. Glint Hawk picks up the Moxite. So I might end up just Breath Weaponing these 2 away. Not a terrible trade, but obviously we wouldn't mind. Wouldn't mind getting more off of it. Replay the Moxite. Discard Dust to Dust. Okay. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter too much now. It's still decent. Gets rid of Wellsprings or something, but I understand. We're going to swing here, and I want to play the Refurb, but I want that to be after the Breath Weapon, so I might as well crack this here. Just Breath Weapon to wipe these 2 away. Hit for 4. Play a Refurb. Discard a Snacker. Play a Wellspring, see if we draw like a Spell Bomb. Cleansing Wildfire. So I could cast down. I can probably take 2, although they probably will have a lot of burn. I guess I can chump, bring that back later. I have 1 basic left in my deck and 2 more Wildfires. I kind of think I want to limit their mana instead of adding 1 of our own. And Duress is not bad, although I wish I could have played it right there. Swing with the Skyfisher. They could have a Thraben Charm or something to blow up our graveyard. I am worried about burning, like getting burned out. So I think we'll be a little overly cautious and go for the chump block there. Another Moxite, discard Radiant Fountain to get a Snacker. Play an Ancient Den. Novice Inspector. Another cast down. Let's go for a Duress. They could have like a Thraben Charm to try to kill the Chrysalis, but I could then cast down to keep it alive in response. They might just do a bunch of burn spells. And that's why I was worried about the burn. 2 Galvanics, 2 Lightning Bolts. That's 14 damage. They're just 1 mana short. So take a Galvanic Blast because they're worth more damage. Yeah, so if we hadn't chumped, I think we would have just died. So I think I'm pretty happy with that. Play another Blood Fountain. No, maybe I should have just held up both cast downs. Well, I gotta pass now, that's for sure. Oh yeah, because they're going to make a robot. I should have definitely held up both cast downs. That's unfortunate. Oh, they didn't make the robot. Okay. Crack a Clue. Craig. No attacks. Still limited on mana a little bit, so I'm going to cast down the Skyfisher, another Duress. I mean, if I Duress now, they probably just cast all of the bolts in response. The reason they didn't before is because they couldn't cast them all. But now they probably can unless they have like another, like a 2-drop of some sort. So do I want to force them to put us to 4 here? Or do I just want to, probably just want to ditch this Duress with the blood token actually. We have like a 1 of Lembas, we have the Sagu Wildling, we have a couple ways to gain life. That would be really nice to find. Or we could just play an Infiltrator and we'll pass. I think Blood Fountaining for a refurb wouldn't be terrible here. Grows the Infiltrator a little bit. It gives us a way to make them discard a card. We have 2 of them. It's just not doing us much good. And we are kind of on the edge of dying here if they find another Galvanic or something. So we'll go for it. Found a Wildfire. Pull out that last basic. There's a Lembas. I assume they can't kill us in response, otherwise they would have already done it. Saga Wildling is also life gain. Alright, so let's keep all of that. Make him discard a card. It's a Plains. And I think we'll just crack the Lembas now. I'm going to want to do it at some point, but if we wait until their end step, they could draw like a Galvanic Blast. Alright, they bolt the Infiltrator, that's fine. I think we're going to win if we just don't die to their burn, and the Lembas and the Lightning Bolt being used, all of that makes it a lot more likely that we survive. Swing with the Chrysalis. We'll cast a Wildling to gain 3. They're going to crack a Moxite for a Robot. They find a Lembas and just sack it right away. And a Glint Hawk. We have another Breath Weapon in the deck. That'd be a nice draw. Pick up the Moxite. Replay that, discard an Ancient Den, play a Furnace, refurb. I think we'll just attack with everything now. Might be a little overly ambitious, but we have a cast down and a refurb to deal with their stuff attacking us. Plus, if they block our refurb, which is kind of what I expect, then I can Blood Fountain back that and the Infiltrator. That just seems decent value. We'll play refurb, make them discard a Mountain. Now they gotta either use both bolts, both in Bolt and Blast, or they have to discard one. And if they use them both, then I get to draw a card, which it looks like they will. No, they discard the Blast, fair enough. Now I can play Infiltrator, and if we get some way to sack these Wellsprings, that Infiltrator is going to get quite large. Relic is a pretty rough draw for them now, after we use both our Blood Fountains. And they have to sack it, getting rid of their own Snacker. Looks like they found a Dust to Dust, though. Yeah, takes both refurbs, that's pretty good. No attacks, we get a Chrysalis, swing. They chump Chris and they double block Infiltrator. So I'll grow the Infiltrator twice and then we will cast down the Glint Hawk so that our Infiltrator survives. Eat their guys and see what they got. I mean, if they draw perfectly, they could do okay. Glint Hawk. Oh, they didn't have a card in hand to discard, so actually they're probably pretty stalled, but I forgot that was game 2. We take the match there against Boros Moxite. Alright, here we are. This hand's decent. Opponent mulligans to 5. And they have a Krark Clan Shaman. Interesting seeing them lead out Mountain Shaman, but I assume that it's Jund, because that's the main deck that would be playing these 2 cards. Although Forest Mountain, not the best hand for them ever. This is pretty funny. It's funny because if they don't get an artifact, next turn I can actually go Infiltrator, my own Krark, wipe their Krarks and grow my Infiltrator. But I would need another untapped land for that. I think we're playing Lembas this turn anyway. So if I just play the Infiltrator out, they could have like a Wellspring or something. That's not very good. It's pretty good. Alright, we might have to wait an extra turn to do it, but if this is Jund versus Jund and this is how they're starting, I think they're already in a pretty tough spot. Find a bridge, though. We get the Vault. So I could do Krark, Infiltrator, sack, but then they can sack their bridge. I don't think they'd want to. They could to kill our Infiltrator. I think it actually probably makes more sense if I just go Krark, wipe theirs with the Lembas, and then Fanatical Offering, Krark. Yeah, and we get another one. I mean, not that it's the most value ever to get 2 Krarks against another Jund opponent, but like, you know, they're beating us down a little bit. They could get more value with an Infiltrator or whatever. Refurb, make them discard a card, one of their few. Yeah, they concede. Tough spot for them, but again, we took out our Troublemaker Oofs from the sideboard because I've seen people do that. I'm not sure it's going to do us great here. We are going to cut the Krark package this time. I guess Lembas is still pretty good in this matchup. Pachuca Bog, Wildling. Actually, maybe we'll cut like a Vault if I want to go down a land here. And maybe a Blood Fountain just because they have spell bombs. I don't know. This hand's okay because this Wildling can find our black mana. Otherwise, the hand is like terrible. It's still not great, but we can reseek into Duress next turn. We definitely need to find some like Wellsprings and Wildfires and stuff. But yeah, Duress of theirs is not the best ever. I mean, it takes our Duress or some removal. Yeah, they go for the Duress. We will Roost Seek for a Swamp and play that. They got a Bridge, Refurb, discard Extract, another Refurb. Guess we're just getting rid of removal here. Okay, Bridge, play my Refurb. They discard a Swamp. I'll certainly trade. Don't really want to take a lot of damage off of these guys. They hit for 2. And then sack the other one to an offering. Okay. Infiltrator. We get a Chrysalis. That's pretty good. Because with only 1 black mana, I couldn't even play both of these if I wanted to. Now we can at least, like, offering a spawn, draw some more. Okay, cast down, and offering the map, play a landscape, crack the landscape. So 4 damage. I think I'm going to take it. I could chump. These are about all we have going for us right now. So I could offering the spawn, and that gives me my best bet of hitting a land. Well, my only bet of hitting a land. If I hit a tapped black land, I'd really like to do that now. Part of me doesn't want to because I could chump first and not waste the damage here, or not waste the creature, but I think the upside was too good, and it looks like we hit that. So now I can play Infiltrator, Wellspring. I think I do want to chump here just in case they get like a makeshift munitions, so let's just map onto this guy. Cleansing Wildfire seems okay. We could use the mana. That's about it. Another Infiltrator. Cast down ours. Okay, they have no cards in hand. Map onto it. Map onto the small guy. And landscape. So 6 damage. But now it feels like I need to save this for the Infiltrator. It's Cleansing Wildfire here. Pull out another Swamp. Spellbomb. Spellbomb's not bad if they get a Blood Fountain here. Play a Bridge. They got a Hydra. I mean, we're dead to Hydra. That's 10. Technically, I could go to 1 here. I block here, sack this, but there's no way I could get out of this. Yeah, Hydra's good. In the mirror, for sure. Alright, double Wildfire start is pretty nice. Triple Wildfire start, even better. I think I'm going to get red here, because if we draw an untapped land of any kind, now I can double Wildfire. Plus, the only way this goes bad is if they like blow up my bridge here, in which case I'd want the red anyway. They have a Wildfire. Do they have 2, though? Alright, we're definitely going for Wildfire. I'm going to do this first to see if we draw another land. Now we'll get our green. We don't get a land, which is a bit unfortunate, but I do get to Duress at least. They have double Duress, Insight, Cast Down, Spellbomb. Alright, Duress doesn't matter. I'm not going to take that. Cast Down. Probably just take the Cast Down so I can go for a Chrysalis and start attacking. They Duress us. Might be the triple Wildfire Dream is dead. They take a Wellspring. I guess they have 2 Duresses so they can take both of them. It's not terrible. Sure. Spellbomb and Bridge. It's funny drawing a Lembas because I think part of why they might have taken that is so that I couldn't like play something off of these spawn. But we hit the Lembas, so we're going to be able to do that up anyway. I don't think I need another Duress. Land drop wouldn't be bad. Spellbomb might be okay. Taking away the Insight. Flashback. Because I kind of assume they might just Insight the Spellbomb here. Oh, they got an offering. Okay. Even better for them. Play a Swamp. They got the Cast Down for Chris. Cleansing Wildfire. Pull out a Swamp. Play a Bridge. Play a Spellbomb. Refurb hits Extract. Wellspring. And Insight. So don't know anything in their hand. The fact that they use the Insight though, I'll probably just crack this Spellbomb because I could definitely use another card. And taking away 2 of theirs is not bad. Alright. Chris and Drossforge Bridge. Another Wildfire. They're catching up to us. They play Wellspring, and then Troublemaker Oof. Probably just hits a Bridge. They can hit the Lembas, but I can obviously just sack in response. Yeah, so they'll go for the Bridge. Don't think I need to sack the Lembas yet. Might be something I'd want to sacrifice to an Eviscerator's Insight. Refurb. Just cycle this landscape, see what we get there. Spellbomb. Swing with Chris for 2. Play a Refurb. Discard a Heritage Reclamation. We'll play a Spellbomb and pass. They have Chris and Infiltrator and another Infiltrator. Well, that's outrageous. Block the Familiar. I guess we'll block here. Just go for a Cast Down on an Infiltrator right now. Trade Offering. Spawn can be a blocker for a pretty big guy, so I think the Spellbomb's pretty important. So I think we just do this on the Lembas. Cleansing Wildfire. Gets a green, refurb, discards Cast Down. Last card's got to be pretty good. I think we'll hold the vault in case they get another refurb. There's a Blood Fountain. We have the Spellbomb for it, though. Growing their creatures a little bit for a Wellspring. And they're going to just crack the Blood Fountain now, it looks like, for refurb and Gixian, just so that I don't get the card off the Spellbomb, because I didn't leave up a black. Which is fair, but we're obviously not going to let them get these guys back. They map onto Infiltrator, hitting a bridge. Infiltrator swings, and we will chump it. Offering's a good draw. Probably just use it on this map. There's a world where I just use it on like a land because the map actually has more material utility. I think we just do this though. Infiltrator. I could play the landscape to grow the infiltrator, but I think I'd rather just cycle it. So let's crack the map onto the chrysalis here. Grow this guy and another Gixian. Yeah, we'll leave that on top. And we'll pass. So I can cycle landscape. We're in a similar position. They can, yeah, do the same thing with their blood token, so they can have 2 new cards here. They're definitely a little ahead of us because their infiltrator's a lot bigger. They have a wellspring. They have a couple more lands, it looks like. And it looks like they just got a Hydra. Hydra is kind of the mirror breaker. I generally like to have a Hydra in the main deck. I swapped it for the Sagu Wildling, and it does not seem to be doing great work. They're doing it for +8, so this is 15. No way I can block all of that. Actually, they're going on the chrysalis. 13. I guess I only have 10 damage here. Cycle this, and I guess we'll just take 12. Maybe we get a cast down and we're okay. But if not, we're not. Yep. Hydra is definitely the way you win against the mirror match. Well, not the cleanest result I've ever gotten. I think both of our losses were to Jund, so definitely made some misplays there. The Wildling seems okay, but I do like having the Hydra. Does seem like maybe we need some Pulse of Marasas and some other things to have a better matchup against Madness, although we ended up winning because of our Weather the Storms in the sideboards, but this list probably not perfect. In any case, thanks for watching. Thank you to my monthly supporters. If you want to support me on a monthly basis, go ahead and check out my Metafy link down below. It's the best way to make sure I keep putting out videos every single day. Thank you to my current $10 and up supporters, Howard Granger, Rafa Rodriguez, JDNPX, Adam Cadmon, Apple Beta Pie, Halkaz, Cody Kyle, and Sty. I really appreciate the support, and I will see you all next time.